lads, it's Sim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we are here on the 18th of May, 2022, to talk about everything that went down tonight on AEW Dynamite. I thought the show had its ups, and I thought the show had its downs. Not a great show by any means, but not a horrible show. There were some segments and some things on the show that I just didn't like and I didn't think was good. So maybe I would say it was an average show. It was all right, but it wasn't horrible and it wasn't great. Hopefully next week's Go Home show is a lot better. And I know you guys are going to ask right off the bat, did anybody win the contest? Did anybody even make it into the contest? So if you're saying, what do you mean contest? So I did our preview for Dynamite this morning. And I said, if you can correctly in the comments guess both Jokers, the male and the female, you'll be then entered into a drawing, and the winner of said drawing will win a Shop AEW gift card. So all you got to do is you got to pick one male, one female. Some people didn't understand what that meant. I had people going, I think it might be Cesaro or Johnny Gargano, but it also could be so-and-so. Like, you pick one male, one female. Well, nobody made it in because nobody, and I mean nobody, picked Johnny Elite, the former John Morrison. Nobody picked him, so nobody actually even made it in to the drawing. I will give credit to, hold on, let me go back and find it. Two people did pick Maki Ito, and I do want to shout them out for being correct on that one. But again, not a soul picked Morrison. Nobody. Let me just double check here again. Yeah, no one picked Morrison. As far as Maki Ito does go, why is it not coming up now? Let's see. Dylan Sullivan picked Maki Ito, and Yu picked Maki Ito. They were the only two to actually predict Maki Ito. And again, nobody picked John Morrison. A lot of people were picking Johnny Gargano, yet Johnny Gargano and Candice were with Ciampa at Disney World today. So yeah, that couldn't happen. But nobody made it in. We'll do another contest here for the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Trying to come up with an idea on how you guys can get in on something for that stream as well, which will also be our first exclusive for the new round of how we're going to do it. Exclusive Twitch-only streams, Twitch-only live streams. Remember, guys, all of our live streams will be moving over to Twitch, starting with the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. Live streams will then become exclusive to twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. As soon as we're done with them over on Twitch, I will then upload them immediately to YouTube as quick as I can. So with that, remember, not this Sunday, but a week from this Sunday. I think it's, a week from this Sunday will be, actually, a week from Friday will be the final live stream we do on YouTube and Twitter before we transition everything over to Twitch for the Double or Nothing pay-per-view. And remember, you can watch on Twitch number of different ways, whether that's your phone, your computer, your TV, your tablet. You don't even need to make an account. If you have an account, cool. If you don't have an account, that's cool as well. Just head over to twitch.tv/PW Unlimited. But speaking of that, I want to thank you for watching us here, twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, youtube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and twitter.com/PW Unlimited. Remember, if you are watching on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of two different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and one free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you subscribed right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. I do want to give a shout out to Rosario9248, who just re-upped their Twitch Tier 1 subscription for 15 months thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because you know what? When we move over to Twitch, I already talked about the whole guarantee money thing, but we also have the opportunity to make even more money off of subscriptions and gifted subs and all that kind of stuff as well once we do move over to Twitch exclusively. So again, you guys will be supporting us over there, hopefully, and helping the channel grow even more. But with that, on the flip side, if you're watching over on YouTube, you can help us out over there as well with a super chat or a super sticker donation. All super chats do get read live on the air. Also, remember, if you are watching on YouTube, you can hit that join button down below to become a channel member. As a channel member, you will get early access to news, early access to podcast episodes, early access to non-news videos, and so much more. Next week, we will be putting up for Tier 2 and above subscribers our Double or Nothing graphics. We'll give you the Photoshop file for those graphics if you guys do want to use them yourselves. Also, remember, you can get all of those same things, all those same perks by heading over to patreon.com/PW Unlimited. The better thing about subscribing over there is A, it more directly supports us here at PW Unlimited. Plus, it's all in one easy to find area, one concise feed, instead of having to like scroll through all the community posts and be like, nope, that's not a member post. Nope, that's not I found a member post. So just to let you know. And finally, if you want to support us, you can head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over there and buy a game, whether that's new or old. Claim one of the free games or get points. Get V-Bucks, get Show-Bucks for either Rocket League, Fortnite, or Fall Guys. And remember, Fall Guys is going free on June 21st. With that, it will be having, well, even now you can already do it, but you can get Show-Bucks for Fall Guys. And they'll ask you in the store, hey, you have an Epic Creator Code? And you do, it's PW Unlimited. Put this code in. When you're playing anything through Epic, whether that's a game you bought, you're buying it, put in the code. Whether you're getting V-Bucks for Fortnite, points for Rocket League, or Show-Bucks for Fall Guys, which also on June 21st will be added to the Xbox ecosystem and the Nintendo Switch. Put in the code, you'll be supporting us when you're playing Fall Guys. So with that, get into AEW Dynamite. So, show opens up, and out comes Samoa Joe. Jim Ross tells us this is going to be the most significant episode of Dynamite in AEW history. And I'm like, I wonder why. Could it be because of the Jokers? Well, no. Tony Khan lied about these Jokers. Oh, one of them. Tony Khan was on Busted Open Radio this morning and said the Jokers, actually, let me pull up the quote. Let me pull up the quote itself. Because Tony Khan kind of lied. He said both Jokers would be debuting. He said something about them being new talent. But let me go find that quote really quickly. Let's see. I don't know why I can't find it anymore. I had it written down. Where is it? I completely lost the quote. I had it written down. Now I can't find the file. Maybe it accidentally got deleted, but regardless, Tony Khan did say on Busted Open Radio that the Jokers would be debuting, making their debut. I want to find this quote now, daggone it. Hold on. Give me one more second. Here we go. On Busted Open Radio, Tony Khan said the two Jokers would be debuting for the company, which made a lot of people think that would rule out anybody that's, wrestled for AEW in the past. And you go, okay, does that mean debuting altogether? Making their Dynamite debut? What? Well, Maki Ito has already wrestled on Dynamite before. This is not like John Morrison, Johnny Elite. Yeah, it's his first match in AEW. But Maki Ito, Not her first match in AEW, and not even her first match on Dynamite. She's worked one other match on Dynamite. She teamed with Britt Baker and Nyla Rose to take on Hikaru Shida, Ryo Mizunami, and Thunder Rosa. So, saying that both Jokers will debut tonight, a little stretch there, Tony Khan, when you're not fully correct there. But like I said, we had two people in our little contest that did correctly say Maki Ito. And I saw some other people on Twitter earlier this morning going, I think it's Maki Ito. She posted how she's flying to the U.S. So, kudos on you guys for figuring it out. But nobody was figuring Johnny Elite, John Morrison, John Hennigan, Johnny Mundo, whatever you want to call this guy, Johnny Impact. He was on nobody's radar, which is not good for him at all. At all. So again, first match of the night was Samoa Joe versus Johnny Elite in an Owen Hart Cup tournament match. It was a quarterfinals match coming out of the first round. Well, basically, first round match. Joe took control early with some strong body blocks. Johnny came back with a thrust kick and tried to keep Joe off of his feet. There was a lariat out of a cartwheel that took Joe out, allowing Elite to attempt a wacky flip dive that didn't really connect and led to a first commercial break of the show. Once back, Joe leveled Johnny with a big boot and a running senton for a 2. There was a loud chop 2 more times. Joe wanted to go for the muscle buster, and Johnny flipped out of it and hit a Samoan drop. He came back with a sort of 450 splash, but only got a 2 off of it, and then landed a Shining Wizard. Johnny then went for his flipping springboard. I forget what he calls it. The Starship Pain. Went for the Starship Pain, but Joe got his knees up. Joe then hit the Muscle Buster and picked up the victory. So Samoa Joe does advance in the tournament, but immediately after this match, Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, and Satnam Singh would come down and attack Joe. Dutt holding the pipe. Satnam Singh helped restrain Joe, while Lethal attacked a couple times with the pipe. This then led to the Best Friends, Trent, Chucky T, and Rocky Romero running out to make the save with chairs, and the heels fled. They then said, Joe, next week, will face the winner of Ray Phoenix versus Kyle O'Reilly. But the Hardys in the back. They're being interviewed as it was announced that, well, Jeff Hardy has been officially cleared to compete tonight. Like, Jeff just got that news? Jeff just found out he's cleared? Couldn't have got him cleared before the show? You should have said, yeah, Jeff found out earlier today, or da-da-da. No, it's like, Jeff just found out now. Like, damn. Young Bucks walk up and they're like, Doc, he's good to go, right? Doc, he can fight, da-da-da-da. And they're like, yeah, you're not going to win tonight. You're going to lose to Adam Cole. Matt Hardy then called the Bucks just Hardy cosplayers. They've always just wanted to be them. And said that if they interfered tonight, they'd get their asses whooped. Well, we saw how that went, didn't we, Matt Hardy? Ooh, yes, since Saturday. Thank you for reminding me. AEW botched Morrison's entrance. Morrison does the entrance, and when he does it's supposed to be in slow-mo. Well, Morrison walks out, and he does in regular, and then he goes, yeah, yeah, yeah. But it went like this. And then they cut to the crowd. Sorry for audio listeners, that was a verbal kind of cue thing there. But yeah, they botched John Morrison's or Johnny Elite's entrance when they were just a little late with their little slow-mo button, I guess you could say. But yeah, they missed slow-mo. It's supposed to be slow-mo on the backswing, not after the backswing. Anyways, also, ooh, one other thing. The AEW on TV Twitter account. With a big botch. This tweet got deleted immediately. It says, at Johnny Gargano is here. No, That ain't Johnny Gargano. That ain't Johnny Gargano, my friend. It says literally, at Johnny Gargano is here, Joker card. And then under it, Johnny Elite walkout. 0 views. Like, what? What? I mean, it was deleted within like a minute, but still, come on. Come on. So as we move forward, CM Punk joined commentary for the upcoming match. Hangman Page. I'm still going to butcher the name. Konosuke, I think is what it is. Takeshita. I always butcher his first name. I think it's Konosuke or Konosuke. Something like that. The match, fan-freaking-tastic. I thoroughly enjoyed this match. And I'm glad that Takeshita is getting over with the American crowd. I do love that as well. They talked about his long history in pro wrestling. They said he had a match with Choshu, I think. And Punk was like, whoa, he wrestled Choshu? I loved that. Punk got caught off guard when they said it. Sorry, says, hey, we all know they both got the same name. Mistakes happen. Same name? Don't even. One is literally the real Morrison. The other is Johnny Gargano. One doesn't even have John or Johnny in their Twitter name. Don't even try that one since Saturday. Don't be an AEW shill loyalist that's got to defend their mistakes. Don't even. That is something you cannot defend. One's Twitter is the real Morrison when the other is at Johnny Gargano. One's got Johnny in their name, the other doesn't. I know we all make mistakes, but like, really? Really? It was up long enough for many people to get screenshots, including myself. So, just saying, that's not something you could defend. That's a big botch. Don't go, oh, we all make mistakes. Yes, we do, but it's not even close. Not even close. Johnny Gargano, the real Morrison, Anyways, this match, I love this match. So this match was best match of the night. Far and away best match of the night. They went right at each other at the bell. Page hitting a follow-away slam and a springboard clothesline followed by a plancha. Takeshita returned fire with one of his own. A more impressive one, I might add. Page cut off a springboard and chopped Takeshita hard. They fought on the apron, where Page baited Takeshita in and hit a back suplex on the apron. There was an Orihari moonsault followed by a commercial break. Page hesitated on the buckshot lariat at one point and looked over at... Oh, nope. I just skipped the whole paragraph. We came back from the break. Takeshita hit a flying clothesline and a blue thunder bomb for a 2. He followed this up with the great Tope con Grillo. They traded some corner boots and then a couple of German suplexes and clotheslines for a double down spot. Page at one point hesitated for a buckshot lariat as he looked at Punk, allowing Takeshita to avoid it and hit a great forearm smash. There's a last ride powerbomb attempt followed by a near fall. Takeshita hit a running knee for another near fall. He followed this up with a stalling German, but couldn't quite hold the bridge following Page's attacks on his neck. Takeshita wanted the jumping knee, but Page countered it and reversed another flying clothesline into a forearm. Page then brought Takeshita to the top rope, where Takeshita hit a diving clothesline. Page popped up and hit a lariat of his own, followed by the buckshot, but he didn't go for the pin. Page then put Takeshita on his shoulders and hit the GTS while looking at Punk to pick up the victory, as Punk on commentary said, hey, imitation, best form of flattery, or something like that. I don't know the exact quote. Imitation is the best form of, I don't remember. But yeah, something along those lines. After the match, Punk went down to the ring. The two had a stare down, and there we go. A video aired with Fuego del Sol calling out the House of Black. He said this time he's going to even the odds. He's got Evil Uno and 10 of the Dark Order. He said they've got the numbers advantage. They'll see him on Rampage. Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland defeated the Workhorsemen, JD Drake and Anthony Henry. Lee laid in his overhead chops on Drake. Then Swerve and Henry tagged in, with Swerve leveling Henry with a kick. Lee tagged in and took out Drake with a crazy slingshot crossbody before pouncing Henry. Lee and Swerve then hit their Doomsday Senton Splash and picked up the quick victory. Match was maybe, I didn't get a time on it, but it's like 3 or 4 minutes, if that. Thank you to Cold Cuts KC for the Tier 1 subscription at 16 months. Really do appreciate that one. So after the match, Lee announced, hey, with this victory, we're now in the top 5 ranked tag teams. And that means they can, and then they're interrupted by Team Taz's Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs. Starks called them jabronis and said it was ridiculous that they thought they deserved a title shot. Jurassic Express and Christian Cage would walk out, and Christian talked for them. He said, hey, I see you, Ricky Starks, out there dressed like you're going to go play golf with my grandfather. You got your championship over your shoulder. Well, these boys, they got real championships. How about we do this 3-way style? Triple threat. Both of you guys, both of you teams, take on my guys at Double or Nothing. But before we do that, I think Jungle Boy wants to get his win back against you, Ricky, but also against the man that cost him that win. So next week, Jungle Boy, Swerve Strickland, and Ricky Starks. Triple threat match. That should be a really fun match. That triple threat should be a really, really fun. Jungle Boy, Swerve Strickland, and Ricky Starks. Great preview for the tag match. Then we had a not so great woman segment backstage. Chris Statlander and Red Velvet were there. They're being interviewed by Tony Schiavone about the tournament match they're going to have on Rampage. Velvet said, yeah, they helped each other out in the past, but they ain't friends anymore because she's a baddie. Statlander said that I've changed too, and I'm not the same. Now, this is all strictly business. Jade walked up. I think she had Kira Hogan with her. She said something about the alien, and she'll be the real leader, unlike Statlander. And then she said, oh, yeah. And Tony, she said, what did she say? Quit that shit or something like that. I don't know. Got a little too hard there. So then we got a weird MJF Wardlow segment. Like, I get what the segment was, but the way MJF was in the segment was kind of weird. He I don't know. It just didn't hit like I thought it would. It wasn't as good as most MJF stuff is on these shows. It was still good, but not as good as expected, in my opinion. MJF insulted the town of Houston, couldn't say the name of the town for a minute, and then said, all right, send out the War Pig. That's it, Chase Douglas. Thank you. Thank you, Chase Douglas. She said, Tony, cut the shit. That's what it was. Oops, I accidentally hid your comment because YouTube hid it saying shit. I tried to show it. Sorry about that, Chase. But Chase did say, she said, cut the shit. That's what it was. That's what it was. Thank you. So again, for MJF, City Houston, he said that you got a lot of hicks here or whatever. They're all in there. He then said to send out the War Pig, who showed up cuffed, shirtless, and accompanied by a bunch of security. MJF would spit in Wardlow's face once he got to the ring. Wardlow then completely no-sold the lashes to where MJF completely snapped. Just whip, 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 whip. I hate you. I hate you. I know this hurts. Spears pushed him away into the corner as MJF's still yelling, I know it hurts. I know this hurts. I know this hurts. Commentary's like, hey, Wardlow's over here, not even flinching. And it's not like those are fake shots. It's not like we had a makeup artist come and put fake lashes or slashes on Wardlow's back. He really took those shots from MJF and no-sold it or whatever they said. Something like that. And you can see the welts growing on Wardlow's back. So, tough motherfucker. Then Spears took a shot at whipping the 8th and 9th lash on the 9th when MJF, he got MJF's face. MJF took it back for the 10th, but instead opted for a low blow and whipped him more. He choked. There's a choke here, and Spears tried to choke him, and Spears restrained MJF. No. Wardlow tried to choke MJF, and Spears restrained Wardlow. MJF then struck Wardlow with a Dynamite Diamond Ring, and then Spears hit him with the C4. Next week, it will be Wardlow, Spears, Steel Cage. Again, this segment was all right. I thought it would have been better, especially for an MJF Wardlow segment where most of these have been good, at least the in-ring stuff, like the back and forth, like the wrestling stuff I got bored of because it's like, oh, how many times are you going to have Wardlow come in and beat up a bunch of security? That got old quick, but, you know, the contract signing was really good. This I thought was going to be really good, but it just didn't really hit for me. So in the back, we got Trent and Rocky Romero. They said Roppongi Vice is back, and not just back for a minute, but back full time. And they want things that they've never had before as a team, like the ROH Tag Team titles, the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles. Maybe they even go for the AEW Tag Team Championships. They then said that they wanted to match with FTR for the ROH Tag titles. Next up, we had Kyle O'Reilly versus Rey Fenix in a quarterfinal match in the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Really, really fun match. They went back and forth early on. Neither man could establish any kind of like an advantage until O'Reilly kicked. O'Reilly got kicked in the face and fell to the floor. This allowed Fenix to take him out with a flip dive. He followed this up with a frog splash attempt, but O'Reilly reversed it into a triangle and then a cross arm breaker. This led to Fenix getting to the ropes and breaking the hold. O'Reilly then drove Fenix's arm into the ring post and targeted it through the remainder of the match and, well, this upcoming commercial break. After the break, Fenix fired up with some chops, but on the rebound hook kick, his arm kind of gave out a little bit. Fenix recovered and hit a springboard thrust kick and then a modified powerbomb for a 2. Fenix hit a rolling Hurricane Rana and got another 2 count. O'Reilly turned an Escalara into multiple springing butterfly suplexes. Fenix then rushed O'Reilly into the corner and landed in some strikes, including another springboard thrust kick. He followed this up with a half and half suplex before both men traded big rebound moves, simultaneously slapping each other, and then a double down spot. At one point, we got Jim Ross going, "Oh, O'Reilly." I'm like, come on, JR. Come on. You're like my kids when they were like 2 and 3 years old and would sing the O'Reilly song. And it was funny because my daughter, when she was like 3, she would sing it wrong-ish, and she'd go, "Oh, O'Reilly, order parts." Instead of auto parts, she'd call it order parts. It's funny. It's funny. So O'Reilly went for a double wrist lock. They both traded some more strikes, and Fenix hit a run-up Hurricane Rana to the floor. He went for a rolling cutter, but O'Reilly turned it into a cross arm breaker. There was a brief struggle here before Fenix ended up tapping out. So now next week, O'Reilly will face Samoa Joe. Winner will then move on to the finals of Double or Nothing. So we had an interesting segment. It was funny at times and a little cringy at times as well. It was Chris Jericho and William Regal in their face-to-face. Regal and his people were in the ring. Jericho and the JAS were up on the top of the ramp. The Blackpool Combat Club and Eddie Kingston, Santana, and Ortiz, like I said, were in the ring. Angelo Parker cut Judas, so the crowd wasn't allowed to sing. A few people tried to sing, and Jericho complained that Regal orchestrated last week's attack. He addressed Regal, saying that he was all, quote, wasted potential, and that he could have been one of the greatest of all time, but Regal ended up as a, quote, world-class addict. Jericho then ran down everyone Regal was up there with, insulting Santana, insulting Ortiz, insulting Kingston. He called Danielson a nerd, saying that if he stuck around with Regal, he'd eventually have to, quote, join the program with Moxley. I'm like, damn. Jericho then recommended that Regal go home. Or, well, he'll throw a fireball in his face because he's a wizard. Regal then said he had to listen to Jericho's whiny voice since they met. And the only thing that would make him feel worse would be, quote, the screams from a burning orphanage. The only thing that kept Regal going is that back in the day, when Jericho would be in a match, he'd go into Jericho's bag, he'd grab his toiletries, grab his toothbrush, stick it up his bum. Yes, Regal said that he used to put Jericho's toothbrush up his asshole. He then goes, "Oh, and Garcia, I did it to yours last week." I'm like, what the hell is that? Jericho said he had enough. He goes, "I'm going to challenge you five against us five in a double or nothing tradition in the third ever Stadium Stam." And John Moxley cuts him off. Moxley goes, yo, we ain't up for that sports entertainment bull crap. Double or nothing. We think the fans should be able to watch us live and in person fight each other. How about us five versus you five in an all-out, anything goes, anarchy war? Whatever you want to call it, I don't care. No rules. We all just fight. Jericho accepted, saying that his side was a well-oiled machine. He brought up all the internal issues between the Blackpool Combat Club, Santana, Ortiz, and Kingston. He even said that, I think it was Santana and Moxley were in, quote, the better of the eye versus eye matches. Kingston then blew Jericho off and demanded that they get in the ring and fight. JAS acted like they weren't going to, and Jericho said, "Forget it," and they walked to the back. Kingston wanted to pursue, but Danielson stopped him, shoved him, and they all kind of bickered back and forth. Then we go to the back. We got Dante Martin and Matt Sydal. They said a couple things about Rampage, and we go back to commentary, and Caliber's like, "So yeah, we sent you to the back, but more stuff happened out here that you didn't see. And the guys in the ring were going at it, so Jericho and his crew came back out, and they were kind of like laughing at him." I'm like, really? You couldn't show it? Then out came Britt Baker. And we go, okay. Who is her Joker? Who's the Joker? I thought maybe Taya Valkyrie. We got Johnny. Maybe Taya. No. It was Maki Ito. And a bit of a letdown. Actually a big letdown, if I'm being completely honest, especially after Tony Khan earlier in the day on Busted Open Radio saying both Jokers would be debuting. So, makes you think that, it's supposed to be nobody that's ever wrestled for them before. Or at least he could have said, like, no, that didn't work either. Yeah. Tony Khan with the overhype. So, we had Britt Baker versus Maki Ito. Not that good of a match, if I'm going to be completely honest. Not that good at all. Maki Ito does her shtick where she sings down to the ring. She then gets in Baker's face for a second and then lays down for her. And I go, oh, what kind of bull crap is this? Baker slowly doesn't like jump on her for the pin or anything. You can see exactly where this is going. She slowly bends over, puts her hands in the perfect position on Ito, and then Maki, not in a good way, cradles her for a 2, where she barely even got it. Like, they do the cradle. Baker's not really in the right position. The ref tries to count, but he can't, and then he finally counts, and they kick out. Baker then hit her with the forearm, and she cried. She then stomped Baker's foot and flipped her off. And I'm like, oh, yep, it's a Maki Ito match. Ito missed a Kokeshi and cradled Baker on the lockjaw attempt. Baker came back with a sling blade, got a 2 ahead of a break. After the break, Ito started a comeback with a suplex. Baker drove Ito into the corner and produced the glove. But Ito fired up and hit a headbutt and a tornado DDT for a 2. Baker avoided a Kokeshi attempt again, but Ito adjusted her form and landed it for a 2. Baker then hit a thrust kick, flipped off the camera, and applied the lockjaw to pick up the victory. So there we go. After the match, Tony Storm would come out. These two will be facing off in the semifinals of the tournament. And they just stared at each other. Nothing really happened. Alex White in the YouTube chat says what's going on with the Twitch deal starting on May 29th. Double or Nothing. We'll be moving all of our live streams exclusively over to Twitch. On May 29th, with the Double or Nothing post-show review, all of our live streams will be moving over to Twitch. But in doing so, there may be, most likely, good chance throughout the month, like once or twice every month, maybe more, depending on how they go, you'll get some extra stuff on Twitch that we haven't done before. You may get some neck streams. Yes, Old Arm Week may give you some exclusive Twitch streams for PW Unlimited as well. He's got some ideas. We're just trying to figure out what is actually going to work properly with Twitch. In the ring, Tony Schiavone announces next week would be AEW's 3-year anniversary. And then he's interrupted by Serena Deeb. And boy, the crowd was into it for some reason, but did this suck? Serena Deeb, not a bad wrestler, not a great promo. Boy, was this bad. Serena Deeb came down. She's like, Tony, I'm so tired of hearing you talk. And I'm like, really? You can't come up with anything original? She interrupted and said that she said that she had a lot to say about how she felt. And she was not getting respected. And then she told Dustin Rhodes to come out to the ring. So Dustin came out and she called him a failure. Just like, and she calls him a failure and the crowd cheers. And she goes, oh yeah, of course you people in Texas would cheer because you like failing sports teams. And this is your prime example of a failure in Texas. And I'm like, oh my God. She would then go on to basically bitch and moan about her time in WWE, saying that she did things for a perverted old man, like getting breast implants and shaving her head. She then demanded an answer from Dustin about why he doesn't think she can beat Thunder Rosa. Dustin doesn't speak. She slaps him across the face. Rosa then runs down and gets in Deeb's face. Deeb hits her and grabs the belt and walks off. Didn't even like beat her down or nothing. Just one hit. Thunder Rosa's knocked the fuck out basically. And Deeb walks off with her belt. Could you not make your champ look any weaker? Like, holy crap. This fucking sucked. And then you make the champ look inferior and weak to the challenger. So it's like, God, was this bad? Was this bad? For some reason I got an itch in my ear that is bugging the crap out of me. So let me move on to our main event, which I believe, from what it seemed like, could have got cut for time. It really seemed like the show went off the air early. And I hate when AEW does this because we know they're never gonna actually do it. We've got permission from the network that if we need to, we can go long and we will follow this match even past the top of the hour. Whenever they say that, we know, oh, this match is over in a minute or two. They've done this 3 times now, counting tonight. And when they've said that, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm 99% sure when they have said, we have gotten permission and we have been told by Tony Khan that if this match does go long, we will follow it past the top of the hour. The match is not gone. When they have done this, gone more than 90 more seconds from that point on. And this match went maybe 6-7 minutes. Like, really? This match was good while it lasted-ish. Not a great match. But you can tell that they rushed a couple spots and then the beatdown got cut before it was even over. They got the most of the beatdown in, but we'll talk about it here in a minute. Cole attacked Jeff during his entrance, which again, really proved to me that, oh, okay. They probably were short on time and said, just go out there and start it. We'll get the pop for the Hardy music and then just go. Jeff returned fire with a dive off the apron. Cole cut Jeff off again and sent him into the ring steps ahead of a commercial break. Really only got like 4 minutes of this match on television. Well, we got the whole thing in picture, but you know what I mean. So once back, Jeff hit a heel kick, but ran into an enziguri from Jeff. Jeff came back with a forward suplex for a 2. Well, inverted suplex for a 2. Jeff went for the whisper in the wind, and Cole countered with a super kick for 2 of his own. Cole dropped the knee pad and looked to lower the boom, but Jeff hit a twist of fate and a neck breaker. He climbed to the top rope and went for the swanton, but Cole avoided it and lowered the boom, picking up the victory. So after the match, the Young Duck... Well, first off, after the match, Cole's in the corner. Matt Hardy is checking on Jeff. And then Adam Cole looks like, oh, I'm going to super kick Matt. I'm going to super kick Matt. Matt sees him and he goes, I didn't do anything. Then the Bucks run in and they look like they're going to super kick Matt. Matt turns around. Oh, we didn't do anything. And then, well, they beat him down anyways. They beat down the Hardys. Cole instead took the Hardys out with clotheslines. They hit the BTE trigger, and then out would come Sting and Darby. Tried to clean house, but then out would come a Red Dragon. They came out. They took down Darby with a high-low. O'Reilly then tried to hit Sting with a chair. Sting avoided it, countered it, took the chair, and just unprotectedly pop to her right into the forehead of Kyle O'Reilly. The Young Bucks then tried to super kick Sting, but only hit him in the shoulders. The Sting was a little too tall for the super kicks. Sting sold it anyways. They put the chair around his ankle. O'Reilly did the jumping knee off of the middle rope onto the chair and basically Pillmanized Sting's ankle. Then they're all standing in the ring. Matt Jackson then walks over right in front of the hard cam and he starts unbuttoning his shirt. It fades to black. And then we hear, escrow, my house is closing in May. And it's fucking American Dad. AEW then throws up a 1:40 clip on Twitter, basically showing the aftermath of the beatdown. I don't know for sure if this show ran long and got cut for time and just had to go off the air or not. But don't say, if this goes long, we'll follow it into its inception and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. If you're still going to cut it right at the top of the hour, cut the show. Don't say you're going to follow this all in. I get it. Oh, well, we were only allotted for the match. The beatdown didn't count. Yeah, no, don't. I hate when AEW does the whole, we'll follow this even past the top of the hour if we need to. And then they don't. It seems like timing was off. Somebody must have ran long. I don't know what. We'll try and figure it out. But yeah. Whenever they say, we've gotten permission to follow this match even past the top of the hour if we need to, well, they never do. They never go more than 90 seconds after that. So then in that, and I wrote notes for this, in that post-match beatdown thing, they just, put the boots to everybody in the ring a couple more times, and then the Undisputed Elite walk up the top of the ramp. We then see Sting kind of trying to walk at ringside. We then see Jeff Hardy sitting at ringside, and he pulls out, I didn't know, Jeff Hardy pulling out like an Invisalign or something. I don't know, maybe it was a mouth guard. I know Jeff wore a mouth guard in the ring. He pulls out some sort of like mouth guard, but it looked a little invisible, so maybe it was his Invisalign. I don't know. Smile Direct Club. But yeah, going off the air, and it seems like they kind of just like cut it. That, ladies and gentlemen, was AEW Dynamite. So the show was all right. Not the best of shows that they've done. Could have been better. Hopefully next week's Double or Nothing Go Home show from Vegas is better. And we'll see what happens there. But also, now that I think about it, this show really got cut for time. They didn't even do a what's on Rampage this week and what's on Dynamite next week rundown. Unless I missed it. I didn't see it at all. A rundown of, I don't remember the last time we didn't see the rundown of this week on Rampage, next week on Dynamite. Even with Excalibur, this week we got this, and doing his whole as fast as I can thing. But we didn't even get that tonight, now that I think about it. So dang, yeah. This show, something ran long. And this show, they had to speed that end up. They really did. I really feel like it. But with that, now I know what you guys thought of the show. Put a super chat in the YouTube chat. Hit that donate button on Twitch. Let me know what you thought of the show as well. Or text into 510-906-5800. 1341. Again, that's 510-906-1341. Let me see if we have any. Let's check the polls first. Ooh, excuse me. Burping up my dinner. Let's check the polls really fast. As far as the Twitch poll does go, new poll. Nope, not new poll. View poll. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 100% like the show. That's great to see. As far as the Twitter poll does go, 51% liked the show, 27% thought it was just all right, and 21% did not like Dynamite. And finally, YouTube poll. 63% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right, and 12% did not like it. As far as text messages do go, let me see if we've got any. All right. Text messages here. This person says, I think AEW Dynamite did good tonight. I try and see what I like about the show. Do you see AEW doing USA versus Japan again tournament this year? You're talking about when they did the women's tournament, when some of the matches, when they had one side of the bracket was all Japanese matches, the other side of the bracket all United States matches. I don't know. Haven't heard anything of another tournament past the Owen, so I can't answer that because I haven't heard of any other AEW tournaments this year. Going forward, loading up this text message. This person says, do you think John Morrison deserves a better debut instead of losing to someone like Joe and getting beat up afterwards? No, he really didn't get beat up himself. Plus, I don't think he signed with AEW, so it's fine. This person here says, AEW was okay. Morrison was elite as well, and he still looked great. The Undisputed Elite attack could have been predicted easily. Right. We knew that this Adam Cole, Jeff Hardy match was going to lead to something with the Hardys versus Undisputed Elite. To me, I didn't think Sting and Darby would come out, but they did, so cool. And that was the final text message. So with that, guys, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv/PWU Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and Twitter.com/PWU Unlimited. Remember, if you missed any of the stream, it will be up on YouTube. It will be up also. Audio version of it will be up on all major podcast platforms. So with that, guys, have a great night. We'll be back Friday morning for the wrestling wrap-up. I'm going to try and go live later, twitch.tv/TimmyBuddy, playing some games. So have a great rest of your Wednesday. I'll see you next time. Have a good one, guys.